All right, so we are about to jump in my very first live Q&A at Icon Collective. These are private, only accessible when you're a student. Let's go.
Think about that stuff. Think about your questions. Listen to everybody's story. I think one of the most important things is that everybody's story is different. Usually we kick these off with every guest kind of giving an intro of themselves. I try to instill everybody to always like do some research on all of these Q&As before you guys get in there.
We can talk a lot about, is putting yourself in the right place. So when you're in the right place, that whole situation of like right place, right time can happen, If you're not there, it's not going to happen, So luckily I went to college at UCLA in the city of Los Angeles, right? So that's a big deal, It's not, Montana. So I'm out here and I'm around entertainment, I'm around people making music. So that kind of started to manifest itself, and I started in college, even getting a history degree. I started working at these like hip hop workshop things in Santa Monica, and I started like running sound for it, and I started producing for it, and I got an internship from that, working with Quincy Jones's son QD3, and that's what kind of started it all. Where I just said, hey, like that's why I'm graduating college at this point, and that's why I'm going to stay in LA. So that's why this all even happened, just because I got that and it kept me in Los Angeles.
The thing I admire most about Eric's story is his work ethic. This guy was spending 100 hours a week sleeping in the studio he first worked at and just putting in the time. Some of the questions were kind of like asking for tips and tricks and things like that, and it's not that those tips and tricks wouldn't be helpful, but I think that when it comes to putting in the time that this person has, these are almost imperceptible teachings that he has in his subconscious. To me, we're living in an age of fast information. Everyone's a so-called expert on things. It's just really refreshing to hear someone who has this kind of experience and has worked with some of the world's biggest artists talk about work ethic and just grinding for no money. This is a common story in people who get the level of success that most of us at Icon wish to obtain, and the level of success it requires to be at the top of any profession. First Q&A at Icon down. Keep grinding. I believe in you. Let's do this. So I finally found someone to do that one-on-one goal sharing optional assignment. I'm about to jump into that Zoom meeting with them and hear them talk about their dreams. Hello?
Hey, Graham. Oh, I love that you have a hummingbird in the back.
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's my logo.
Oh, my logo is a butterfly.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I can't stress enough how being at Icon feels like it's exactly where I need to be. Not only did we share our goals, but we talked about life, we talked about why we're at Icon, where we're at in life. It just feels so nice to connect with somebody else who is as passionate as I am about music. I am just gonna finish up the day with a new segment called Whip Wednesdays. WIP stands for work in progress, and I really want to show you all this one. Take a look. What I'm doing is an orchestral breakdown which launches into a massive build up and drop. So I'm going to show you a little bit of each right now. like to do is bounce out an audio file, upload it to SoundCloud, and then give myself feedback as if I was listening to someone else's track. Here is the build, and we're going to go right into the drop with this. So, you get the idea. I think it's really solid so far, and I am really excited that this is my very first Whip Wednesday, and my goal with this vlog segment is to continue to update you on this track and my progress on a weekly basis until I finish. So it's a way to keep me accountable, it's a way to push myself and set myself up to actually finish music, which if you're a producer, you know the ideas can flow, but finishing tracks is a whole other story. Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, week 1, 8:30 a.m., and I am just getting to the studio. We are prepping another set, this time for one of the biggest trance music festivals in the world, called Transmission Festival. I don't know if it's just from starting something new, being unfamiliar, having a bit of anxiety about week 1, but I have noticed I have been clenching my jaw. I just wanted to bring a little bit of awareness to how we feel within our bodies. You know, this is something I'm practicing in my therapy sessions, doing grounding exercises, just to stop the constant wheel of thinking going on. You know, I don't know if anyone can relate to that. So I just wanted to ask you and myself to notice, is my face relaxed? Is my jaw unclenched? You know, the hustle and bustle of life can really wear you down. For me anyways, these kinds of practices just give me a little bit of peace of mind. And just practicing that simple self-care helps me to feel calmer and more present with what I'm doing. We just finished organizing our set for Transmission Festival. Really grateful for this opportunity, and I'm so happy that they asked me to come do these sets. We're gonna hop back on the decks and get this set done and sent off. Turn it up. And the crowd goes wild. Exciting news. My last assignment for Unit 1 was marked, and I was awarded the points, and I just hit level 3. Take a look. I have unlocked a special video with Icon co-founder Christopher White in this Q&A at Icon LA. Chris talks about the most fundamental issues around becoming a successful artist, including originality, creativity, and authenticity. Slight change of plans. I'm going to jump into a keys lab and music theory office hours.
And there's like all kinds of cool ways you can voice that.
That was fun. I actually got a few tips and tricks on correct finger placement for learning the different scales and keys within those scales. So this will absolutely be crucial for improving the Elated Live Fusion show. With the right hand on C major scale, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now the left hand, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Because on the keyboard, the way that the fingers are numbered is they're mirrored of each other. So thumbs are 1, pointers are 2, middle finger 3, 4, and 5. This is very, very basic knowledge. The way that I have been doing it is basically memorizing the melodies from a live show or music production perspective. There really is no wrong way, so long as the performance goes off without a hitch. But to learn proper technique, that's just going to give me such a boost of confidence up on stage. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how I progress through these keyboard lessons. Really good day in the studio. Right now, I gotta go do some errands, grab something to eat for dinner. I'm thinking burgers tonight. See you soon. So we are here at Big Wheel Burger. Honestly, their food is amazing. Kind of likened to its own unique version of In-N-Out Burger in the USA, but higher quality. All right, everybody, this is Oliver. So, we are just getting to the studio. We had to take care of the little things this morning, and by taking care of the little things, getting that grocery shop in, making our own lunch, we can set our sights on the big picture. So that's my tip to you this morning. Take care of the little things, because those little things eventually become big things, and then the things you actually want to do get put off or don't get done. Welcome to Future Fridays, where every Friday I will be going over something that stood out to me that I learned at Icon that I can hopefully pass on to you, something that will hopefully help you out, and obviously as the course goes on, this will get more and more advanced. All right, so here I am in Ableton Live. I have this little MIDI clip put in here. This keyboard shortcut that I was completely unaware of, I will come here, I'll double click that. This brings us up. And so, okay, I want to go back to where the instrument would be. That would show up here, over down in the bottom left. So literally, the way that I've been doing this for over 5 years is coming here, double clicking, and then no matter how big or small this project gets, trying to find the MIDI, and then I go back here and I double click. If you go to the bottom right here, down here, you have these two little windows. I never realized you could literally just click these windows within the same to switch from your clip view to your device view. Also, Shift Tab, that is workflow tip number 1, keyboard shortcut, Shift Tab. And that concludes the very first Future Friday. The point of this segment is to provide value to other producers as well as demonstrate the different tools I'm learning at Icon. We got a couple office hours sessions we are jumping into today. First one is up in about 15 minutes, and it is sound design with Joey Caputo. And then at 3 p.m., we are jumping into some yoga with Brooke.
Right? With basses, those tend to be weakening effects anyway. Low end needs to kind of punch you in the gut immediately when those notes come in, because it's got a lot to compete with in the high frequency range. Low frequency waves take longer to cross a space, and that's why we emphasize the low end so much in the sound system. And that's why we generally don't have very long, if any, attack times on our bass sounds.
Yeah, really, really cool. I love the insight. I love watching the flow of somebody who genuinely understands how sounds work. The guest mix for The Legend of Agartha, just went live on Clawfly's SoundCloud. Just want to give a big shout out to Connor Clawfly. Thank you so much for having me on your show. Link is in the description of this video. All your support is much appreciated. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, week 1. We got a little bit of a purple vibe going on in the studio. And we are in here finalizing the first vlog, part 1, which is going to go live tomorrow. We are also going to work on the track I shared with my mentor. I'll show you a little bit of that. At the suggestion of my mentor, I bought a new EQ from FabFilter called the Pro Q3. Now, if you're a student at Icon currently watching this, all you gotta do is Google FabFilter educational discount, follow the instructions, and you will get 50% off. If you're not currently a student, comment below with your email and I will personally send you a link that will get you 10% off. I'm going to use the FabFilter Pro Q3 to do some EQing. Let me show you a little bit of the vocal with the drop, and you'll see how the frequencies are too similar, where they are almost like enmeshed with each other. They're clashing. Let's see what I was able to do with this new EQ. So if you look here, I've done a whole bunch of surgical cutting and they all have the dynamic feature. If you look down here, I have it side chaining to the vocal. We'll do a little before and after. Here is it without. And here is the difference with. All these little cuts here are actually the peak points of the vocal. And so if you do this in reverse kind of mentality, rather than boosting the vocal, you're going to cut the lead so the vocal shines through the track. And if you notice the difference between when it was off and on, the vocal to me has some separation. So I've got that track pretty much where I want it for my next mentor session on Monday. I had a really productive day in the studio today. Worked on my collab, did a ton for the vlog. If you haven't seen part 1 already, click the card in the top right corner, check that out, and then come back. I want to provide value for you with tutorials, tips and tricks, documenting my Icon journey. We are in this together, and I could not be happier with how things are going. So we got Modern Family on the TV, and I am home from the studio cooking up a storm. This is gonna be good.